What's up, everybody? This is Manny V, and in the hot seat we have Teza McKenna. We're bringing you the live feed from the 2018 Nazare Pro, and we are underway here for day number 2 of action. And today, what is on tap, Teza?
Yeah, well, we got the women in the water at the moment, folks, and a beautiful day weather-wise here in Praia do Norte. The swell, of course, dropped off overnight, but we have some small, clean waves up for grabs. It's around about the 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet mark, but it's highly contestable, and there's some beautiful green faces coming through. So the plan is we've got the women round 1 in the water at the moment. There's 4 heats in the first heat. We did see Isabella Souza actually was defeated by Sari O'Hara, so that was a good result for Sari. It's a non-elimination round. We'll be going straight from, of course, the women's back into the repertoire to the girls. So the 3rd, 4th place getters will get straight back into the water. Then we'll be into the, looks like we're on screen here at the moment. And then we're going into the semi-finals of the guys back to the women's round 3 and then the trials final. A pretty big day here at Praia do Norte, so stick with us from the one.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a full action-packed day. We still have those waves coming in from the north. And light offshore breeze. I'm actually looking over to those giant propeller turbines, and we are full power here on the beaches of Praia do Norte, Nazare. So yes, Teza, we are in heat number 2 of round number 1. Again, non-elimination round, and out in the water, who do we got?
Yeah, we got at the moment in the lead. It's Marco Tau, of course, a very experienced campaigner from Portugal. Came into the draw late as seed number 16, and she's straight to work with a 5.0. Teresa Pedrella, one of the young Portuguese riders, sitting in second with a 1.5. We have Ayaka Suzuki, of course, the ratings leader, and red hot favourite for the world title. She's got a work cut out there here at Nazare, sitting in third in a red singlet. And Teresa Almeida, of course, is the local girl here from Nazare, and she's wearing the white singlet. So Marta in blue, Teresa in yellow, Ayaka in red, and Teresa is in white.
And if you haven't already done so, you can follow us, well, follow the judges actually, and see each one of their scores being dropped on the Stacked app. If you haven't already done so, download the Stacked app, STACTAPP.com. Grab it. You can follow each and every one of the scores from the riders out in the water.
All right, so keep those comments coming on the Facebook feed. Already quite a few people online here, so that's really cool to see. And we just got Adam Switzer from tuning in from his office, so great to see Switz online.
Wait a second, is he allowed to do that, or is the boss going to catch you?
I'm pretty sure he's the boss. Yeah, we got Sophie Leathers from Down Under watching the girls. Hey, Sophie, how you doing? You need to be here, that's for sure. Maddie Johnson tuning in with the Goldie, and have a look at this one.
This is the Portuguese girl right here, Teresa Pedrella in the yellow jersey. Not much there, just ducks under the lip. It's going to be tricky again here. We do have the current just rushing to the south, so you're going to see a lot of riders running
tuning in with the Goldie, and have a look at this one.
This is the Portuguese girl right here, Teresa Pedrella in the yellow jersey. Not much there
today. So we're watching in the blue singlet. That is Marco Tau just getting a little one, but yeah, man, it's only about 2 feet. But the sweep here today is just as vicious as it was yesterday. Paddling up the beach is not even an option. It's like trying to paddle up the Zambezi on a high tide.
That's what you don't want to do. You want to conserve as much energy as possible. And I don't know how guys like David Hubbard, who started off in the first round of the trial, had to go through 3 heats and had to run up the beach. I don't even know how many times, but energy levels have to be high today.
You betcha. And mixing up the workload with the arms and the legs is definitely a good option. Yesterday we saw Dave Hubbard, smart competitor. He's running backwards for half the time. And I said, "What's the deal with that?" And he goes, "Well, different muscle grips. Plus, the beach has got an angle or a list on it, so he didn't want to jam up one of his hips. So he's trying to make sure that everything's evenly spread out as far as the workload goes. Very smart stuff.
Very smart, very tactical, and very technical as well. I mean, this is one of the riders you're going to have to keep an eye on throughout the entire event. We got some of the employees, the municipalidad, helping out, doing that area nice and clean.
Bon dia, tudo bem?
Yeah, bon dia.
Yeah, nice one, boys. Okay, Joey Bliss is tuning in.
Sir.
Got Johnny Martinez is on the webcast. Brahe Deutsch.
What?
Checking it out. Tony Solomon's asking what the waves are like. It's it's a little right hand point, and it's almost like a reverse skeleton bay kind of thing. It's weird. The north swell is running along the beach, so it's made it into a little right hand point, which is really quite unusual here. We don't get those extremely north swells too much in this part of the world, but the swell will swing around to the west overnight. There's a bit of a beach shot. Many you can see that mobile truck. That thing, they just pull it up and they pull a lever. The back of it pops out. It's completely expandable, and it's a pretty incredible little machine, that one, for making the contest totally mobile.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We got the judges in there. We got the priority judge in there. We have the beach announcer, and we do have the production crew all in that machine right there. Plus, we have an upper deck right there where the priority system, what you see on the screen right there, the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, that is just to tell the riders out in the water who has first priority. Obviously, it's red. Who has second priority in white is shown right there. And the big green flag off to the right. Pretty awesome. We got the judges.
Yeah, that just shows that the heat is in progress. It turns to yellow, of course, when there's 5 minutes remaining, but priority is with Ayaka Suzuki. Again, it's a non-elimination round, so nobody's being knocked out here. We have Marcy, again, tuning in, and commiserations for Mac yesterday. Gee, he got the highest score of the day, and he only needed a tiny little score, and he just couldn't land a simple roll 2 or 3 times in a row, and I felt sorry for Mac, but you know, he's an incredible bodyboarder with a big future, we all know that. Jessica Rose tuning in from Cornwall in the UK, so top of the morning to you. We've got, who else have we got here? Marty Meridian, of course, as well, one of our competitors. Some of those guys coming up later in the week, just having a bit of a sneak preview of what's happening here at Prague du Nord today.
Well, it is a little chilly out here again, so I don't blame them staying warm and checking out the live feed from underneath the sheets. Here we go, up and riding in red. Quick little bottom turn, mid-face, and gets a roll before that whip closes down. So not a bad start right there on this, cool, brisk morning here on Prague du Nord.
It is. Everybody's rocked up, and in fact, we just saw one of the blind guys, Po Kakalua, of course, came along and he was all rugged up, and he just said it was absolutely freezing. He's going home to jump in. What he called him band? What was it? A warm pool of goodness. So he just needed to get off the beach.
There we go, rider up.
Okay, that's yellow. So Teresa Pedrella, a young talent coming out of Portugal here, who came over to Australia, of course, with her sister. And really great rider, this young girl. It's great to see Portugal's got a lot of good young women coming through. Of course, we have Vilma Vinh, so he just needed to get off the beach.
There we go, rider up.
Okay, that's yellow. So Teresa Pedrella, a young talent coming out of Portugal here, who came over to Australia, of course, with her sister. And really around for Teresa, doing a run around. You can see Teresa Almeida, so that's the 2 Teresas doing a run around. And at the moment, Ayaka Suzuki in the lead with a 475 and a 395. Teresa Almeida sitting in second. She's had a 385 and a 1.5. Mark Platau with that 4.0, only needing a very small score, 1.36 to go to second. And Teresa Pedrella, well, she needs a 2.36 to go second. 15 to go.
And we saw Maxime Castillo, there he is right there in the hooded sweater, boyfriend and coach for Teresa Almeida. And Teresa is actually working double duty right now. And it looks like we are ready to rock and roll with Vilma and Sadia Ohata, the winner of that first heat of today's action. Vilma, where are you at, sister?
I'm right here with Harry. Congratulations. The first heat of the day is so hard, it's still dark when we get to the beach. How was it? It is fun. It looked fun.
Actually, it was fun. Waves are fine. I could see some barrels, reefs, and then I think I imagine I could see some reefs or something. And then I was so excited, but current was tough like that.
Congratulations. You want to leave a message?
Thank you for watching, guys. It was first hit, so I think you guys almost missed my hit or not. I don't know, but actually, anyway, I got the hit as first, and then I feel so good. So stay tuned. I imagine I could see some. Keep watching. Thank you. ありがとうございます。朝のヒットだったのでもしかしたら流してしまったかもしれないんですけど、 イザベラと一緒にこのハードな日コンディションだったんですけど、いい波に乗れて勝ててよかったです。今日まだあるので見続けてください。Thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Domo arigato to Sari, and there it is, the iconic lighthouse, the fortress. Call it what you want, Manny, but it's seen a couple of centuries, that thing.
Yeah, that is an amazing sight, and they actually turned it into something pretty cool. If you're a wave rider, this is definitely something that you want to check out.
Yeah, you betcha. It was closed for a couple of 100 years until a bloke called Walter Shishara, the mayor of Nazare, got the keys to that thing. He spoke to the national government and said, look, I want to turn this into a museum, a surf museum, and of course the rest is history. And that lighthouse, of course, those iconic pictures of the lighthouse in the foreground ahead of those 100-foot waves has pretty much made Portugal, it's made Nazare even more famous in Portugal, you betcha, believe.
It's one of those things that the city has, and it's very exclusive around the world, that there's an outside canyon, an underwater canyon. We'll go more into that, but first, Mayaka Suzuki, hitting the top on that bottom turn, and decides just to bail out before even trying to regain rail. Here we go, Teresa Almeida, nope, she's in and out. Teresa Almeida had third priority at that time, and probably moved up to second after Ayaka's wave. Now she's dropped back down to priority number 3.
Yeah, it is. It's a very tricky lineup, and you can see the reverberation from right to left on screen just washing through the lineup. Here we go. Here's Marta dropping into this one, showing a little bit of experience. Keeping it nice and simple. She's going to kick away out of the cauliflower on that one, eventually completing that ride on the shore. But yeah, just I think on a day like today, Benny, it's 101 bodyboarding. Just keep it pretty simple. It's only round number 1.
Yes, and this is a non-elimination round. 25-minute heats. We have 4 heats in round number 1 for the women, and one rider.
From right to left on screen, just washing through the lineup. Here we go. Here's Marta dropping into this one, showing a little bit of experience. Keeping it nice and simple. She's going to kick away out of the cauliflower on that one, eventually. All right, speaking of 3, heat 3 coming up next, folks. Joanna Shankar, of course, the defending world women's champion. Got the title on the line here in Nazare. We'll take on Madalena Pedrella from Portugal, Valentina Diaz from Chile. A big shout out to all of our friends watching, and Guta Borges from Brazil, one of the experienced campaigners in the draw. So this will be a great heat coming up, heat number 3, so make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be following up this round. There's 4 heats in this opening round for the women. We'll be following it up with the 2 heats of the rapid charges, so the 3rd and 4th place getters will get straight back out there. They can stay in their wetsuits. That's the concept behind it. And then we'll be going into the men's semi-finals of the trials here at Nazare. So we've got some pretty cool heats coming away, folks, so make sure you stick around.
Oh, wow. And it could be determined if we go into the quarterfinals of women's later on tonight.
I'm not too sure if that's the case. We'll have to crunch the numbers, but I thought that it involved either a semi or a final win. But here we go. Here's White up and running.
Teresa Almeida, the Portuguese, nice clean roll, and that will definitely help her. She has a 3.85, and again,
a semi or a final win. But here we go. Here's White up and running.
Teresa Almeida, the Portuguese, nice clean place spot. She's paddling over, trying to catch a wave in to make her way. Oh, those dives on the inside.
Youch, over the handlebars there, and Tracy just spilled the lollies on the shore, but she looks like she's all good. Tracy, of course, is one of the owners, along with Anna Adal, of course, of the Zula Surfers Village, which if you come to Nazare, hands down one of the better spots to say many. Check out their website at Zula, that's ZULLA.pt.
Tessa, how did we not end up staying there?
Yeah. Because you know what? You can have too much fun when you stay too late.
Yeah, you're right.
We're here to work, mate.
They got a pool out front of all the rooms. They got an upstairs with an incredible view of the horizon. That's where you can have a beer or an Aussie bowl and sandwiches. So Zula.pt, check it out. And welcome everybody. A little quick camera switch right there. Get used to the buttons. I don't know if their fingers are frozen in there, but here we go. Teresa Pedrella. Not much there for her, so she's going to go in.
All right, well, she's chasing some numbers again on Facebook. Very good morning to you folks. We got Tiago Fonseca. Bon dia, tudo bem?
Yeah,
Eduardo Carlo is watching. We've got a guy there from Puerto Rico. I'll let you have a go at that one.
All right, enjoying this heat from Chiguay. I think it's Chiguay. Yeah. Chiguay. Enjoying the heat from Puerto Rico and Marcy. Corey, what's up? We got Tony, Curtis, Omri, and Paloma. Hola, Paloma. Tuning in from
numbers again on Facebook.
Chile. I almost said sorry.
Yeah, don't do that one. Of course, Kristen Nichols from Kiama. Hey, it's Kirsten Nichols, my apology. And Horst, Horst. Okay, I know. Yeah, Horst is, remember Horst is the cartoonist, the official APB cartoonist. So I guess that Kirsten Nichols is
a pseudonym.
Hunter Nichols, maybe a sister or mum, or maybe connected to Horst. But what a classic bloke he was, eh? We ended up getting some great cartoons off that made their way around, of course, the social media. Hamza is watching. We've got Sammy Moritino online, Ian Campbell, Michael's on, along with Carlos Mariano, the original Mario brother. How are you, mate? Good morning.
Yes. And Jordy, what's up? Here we go. Live action. Ayaka Suzuki pulls in. Catch it, comes out.
Wow.
Barrel burrito of the morning. No, we saw her for a split second, but she pulled back in for that second section. And just and Jordy, what's up? Here we go. Live action. Ayaka Suzuki pulls in. Catch it, comes out.
Wow.
Barrel burrito of the morning. No, we saw her for a split second.
And Ayaka Suzuki just put the pie in the oven, and it looked like she was going to come out of that one, but just kind of clamped her right at the very last section, and she showed her frustration in the end there. But nice. I think we're going to see some improvement here. Right now, folks, the local time here. Let me just check the old timepiece. 8:20 in the morning. Manny, low tide isn't until about 10 to 10 this morning. So we've got when the tide gets lower, these right-handers are going to start to grind a bit more.
And what happens at high tide? We saw yesterday, for those of our viewers that didn't tune in yesterday, what happens during that transition?
Yeah, well, I mean, when the tide goes low and then it starts to come in higher, what it does is pull in some much-needed swell with it, which is pretty cool. But also, when it gets past mid-tide going high, it starts turning into an actual shore break. And I'm talking right on the sand. Oh, Marta Latau getting ragdolled on that one.
Oh, no, and it's really shallow.
Super shallow.
On the very close to shore, and it gets really deep, right? Oh, bailing right there to this Almeida. But yeah, it's really shallow, but right before it breaks, it gets pretty deep, pretty quick.
Look, these waves are a lot more difficult to pass mid-tide going high. It starts turning into an actual shore break, and I'm talking right on the sand. Oh, Marta Latau getting ragdolled on that one.
Oh no, and it's really shallow.
Super shallow.
On the very close to shore, and it gets really deep, right? Oh, bailing right there to this Almeida. But yeah, it's really shallow. Yesterday, even deep, twice as fast. But here, you can see right there on your screen, she's making zero progress. In fact, she's losing some ground, and as soon as that rip current that's right behind her starts flowing, and you're in that, you're pretty much done until you get out of the water. So it's another strategy of being able to understand the ocean, and that on top of being able to catch the right wave and doing some maneuvers. Looks like the sun is peeking out here in Nazare.
Yeah, it's just it's a beautiful day, and you know what, Manny? There's a nice little overview shot. Look at the angle of the beach. Like, look at how it starts in the top right of your screen, almost finishes at the bottom left. You know, so the angle of the beach is at about I don't know, 20 degrees. It's got a slight slope on it, and but that north swell, as we mentioned, it had a kind of it looked like kind of a couple of waves yesterday, almost looked like Skeleton Bay in reverse.
Yeah, I heard a lot of the riders doing the comparison, a little mirror image of it. But man, it was pretty incredible to see some of the waves being had yesterday. But there were not too many of the perfect waves that were coming through, but there were some.
The big problem was the wind direction yesterday. It was coming, pretty much out of the north, and it was side shore, and it was making things really difficult. Today, we're actually going to see an improvement with the wind. It's going to start to blow hard offshore, so that will be fantastic. Shout out, of course, to Geordie Eckford from Newcastle. How are you, mate? Saying send some swell back to Newcastle. Well, I wish I could, mate, but I believe the weather's been bad back home. We've got Foster Bodyboarding Club congratulating Sari O'Hara on her win. Hugo Branco is watching. Cesar Hoyos, of course, is watching as well. Who else we got there? Keith Usher, Jun Toyama, of course, one of the Japanese riders, and a whole bunch of other people. If we can't get to you and give you a bit of a shout out, we do apologise, but there's so many people online. Ryan Moody, how are you, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Derek Crater is online along with Tom Frame and Ruben Lars.
Yes, so keep those coming. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And also, don't be afraid to share, because Josh Cadet Kirkman said it perfectly. I mean, it's all about getting those numbers up, and if you are able to share, that's only going to help us bring you more live feeds and, you know, just essentially get more eyes on the APB and your favorite riders. Here we go, up and right. Teresa Padrella, nice clean ball church. I'll take that, nice clean roll. And she has time for another one, but can she pull this one off?
Well, she's going to.
Nice.
She's a strong young lady, this girl in yellow, and that technique on that first one was pretty sweet. That combo.
Right, Teresa Padrella, nice clean ball church. I'll take that, nice clean roll. And she has time for another one, but can she pull this one off?
Well, she's going to.
Nice.
She's a strong young lady. Situation changes. She's at least going to elevate herself out of fourth.
Yeah, I don't know. I should ask how old she is, but man, she's very tall. One of the young Portuguese bodyboarders from here. We see her all the time around. Get some, you know, some local knowledge being dumped here from the Portuguese. Man, the bodyboarders here are at that level. They can just show up to any event and just take over.
Absolutely. Speaking of taking over, morning Semi Moritino, of course, our world drop knee champion, going back to back in Sintra, and Semi looking for a good result here. He's looking really focused, so we wish him all the best for his campaign here in Nazare. We've got Victor Cubas tuning in from Peru. Buenos dias, hermano. Adrian Rodriguez from Puerto Rico. Sonia Jardim, bom dia.
Yes, bom dia.
Bom dia, tudo bem? Sonia, she's of course a great tour guide here. She's got a cool little Facebook page called Nazare Informa.
Oh,
and
nice.
if you need any information about Nazare, then definitely that's the spot to check it out. So Nazare Informa on Facebook, check it out.
Here we go. We are deep into it, coming to the last 2 minutes of this heat. Ayaka Suzuki in second priority. You can see the name followed by P1 or P2 or PX means no priority, but that's what it means. Marta Natalia Blue, she has P1, which means she has first priority, which essentially, Teza, can you give us a breakdown on the priority system?
Yeah, pretty simple. We start the heats with no priority.
Here we go.
You know, 3 people catch a wave, and whoever's in the lineup assumes the priority, and then it just becomes a tag team surfing, effectively, almost like surfing with your friends, and takes away the you know, the hassling out of the lineup. But of course, you can paddle for a wave and lose priority, and it's a double-edged sword priority. If you don't know how to use it, it can actually come back and really haunt you. Yeah, that was a close one there. Teresa Almeida, knowing how to use that priority, I think she'll still hang on to that priority. I don't think that was assumes the priority.
Yeah, it looked like she made an attempt. She turned around and essentially made the attempt to go for this wave, so she lost that priority, and now she is in the fourth priority, which, I mean, that could bite her in the butt, because right now, third and fourth place can take advantage of having a upper priority over her and take a wave that she has no control of, you know, getting away from them. So, again, non-elimination round, though. You're going to see all these riders once again in either round number 2 or round number 3. Second and first place in this heat will go straight into round number 3, and third and fourth will battle it out one more time in round number 2, and that's coming up.
Absolutely. So stick around, boys and girls. We've got lots of action here today at Nazare Pro, final event on the APB World Tour for 2018. Some pretty big plans on the drawing board, Manny, for 2019. Of course, we have a board meeting with all the top 24 riders coming up later on this week, and we'll be discussing some plans for the future of bodyboarding, but it's looking really healthy.
Yes, and some of the ideas that they follow through sound very promising, and I'm really excited for 2019. So a solid last-ditch effort right there for Marta Leitao. She needed a 4.46 and went for a roll on the inside there. The question is, was that enough for Marta? We're waiting for the scores to drop, and Teza has his ear to the beach commentator, Juan Hurricane Santos, who is on hand right now, giving the feed with Jose Fonseca. Both of those beach commentators, the best in the business. Jose, local here in Portugal, and does commentating for a lot of bodyboarding and surfing events. And Juan Santos, we know him as the Hurricane, has been throwing down excellent beach commentary from as long as I can remember.
All right, so that looks like it's all official, folks. That last wave from Marta Leitao, not enough to make a difference. We're into heat number 3, round number 1 of the World Women's event here in Nazare. Current world champion Joanna Schenker from Portugal, wearing the red singlet. We've got Madalena Pedrella wearing the white and yellow. Valentina Diaz, this is her up and riding at the moment. moment. She's been in Nazare since Sintra, so she's been here for like 3 weeks just practicing here at Praia do Norte. And Maria Guta Borges is from Brazil. She's a really experienced campaigner on the Brazilian Women's Tour, and she's wearing the blue singlet.
Yeah, Valentina catching the first wave of the heat. And if you follow her on Facebook or Instagram, you know that she had a pretty incredible trip in Porto Escondido where she loves the big waves, and it was obvious and evident. But look at this. What a great wide shot of the sandbar just being formed over the last few days. Sand has been moving around. Some of the bigger waves just washing the sand in position. But look at that. Long, barreling right-handers just coming down the beach, and dropped off a little bit from yesterday, but you can see that it's still doable out here to run another full day of action here at Praia do Norte for the Nazare Pro 2018. Welcome, everybody. You know what, it was cool the other day, we can have it going Viana. Give us some thumbs up, give us some likes. I like seeing the emoticon shower being dropped on our Facebook feed. And while you're at it, just let me know where you're tuning in from and what time it is, because I know some of you are just super hardcore watching in the middle of the night, and props to you.
All right, we got Oxylander tuning into the webcast again, saying there's a bit of a sound echo issue on YouTube. We heard that yesterday. I'm not exactly sure what's happening there, but we'll check the settings for you guys. Gwen is tuning in, great supporter of the sport, and looks like Carlos Mariano is online as well. We've got Nick Cram doing a bit of a shout out. Ricardo is online from Wales, so very good morning to you, mate. You can have a look at that. Just start to see the shadows on the beach there, Manny. So the sun just breaking over the back here. Of course, the sun sets on the ocean here in Portugal. It rises over the back. And, well, you can just see the shadows there, and it's going to be a beautiful day here in Nazare.
Yeah, I just got word from the production guys. There is an echo on our YouTube feed right now, and they're working on it. But if you're on their Facebook feed, you should be hearing loud and clear perfectly. But, you know, thanks for the feedback. We'd love to hear from you, and that's the reason why we keep the door open via comments. But look at this. Beautiful run right there from your current defending world champ for Portugal, Joanna Shaker, throwing it down.
Wow, that is a great way for Joanna to open up her campaign. And what about the run too? Just the body language suggesting that she means business. She wants to hang on to that world title. I tell you what, Manny, the swell is just rising rapidly here at Praia do Norte this morning. Honestly, it was so tiny. It was.
Thanks for the feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And that's the reason why we keep the door open via comments. But look at this. Beautiful run right there from
live action from Joanna Diaz, just driving through that one, and unfortunately getting clamped at the end.
Oh my, that was a good run right there. Look at that 6-point ride for Joanna Shaker in the red jersey. And Valentina, she will get her second ride, and definitely that will help her into looking for her top 2 scoring waves. But Guta with a 5.25, that situates her into that second place spot. Madalena Padrella still waiting for her first wave of the heat.
All right, big shout out and aloha to Kearney Gunnarsson checking in from Oahu. So mahalos, Brath, tuning into the webcast. We got Alexandre tuning in. Timmy Kavanagh from the sunny coast saying, imagine a shore break job with the castle in the background. Well, I'm sure Tim could do that. He's a great water photographer. Nick Cram's online. Who else? We've got a whole bunch of people there, and we do appreciate you guys and girls going to the trouble of saying something. Sophie Ledley saying sound is all good on Facebook. We appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much to Sophie Leathers, great young bodyboarder from Australia. All right, well, looks like we're pretty much set and ready to go. Of course, the current rankings leader is, of course, Ayaka Suzuki from Japan, and she had a great performance in that first one. We're going to throw it over to Vilka Vincente, speaking with Ayaka Suzuki.
Hi, Maddie. Hi, Terry. Good morning. So I'm here with the current #1 of the ranking. Are you nervous here in Portugal in this last event because there is lots of stake?
Yeah, I actually really nervous before this comes, like from Sintra to here. But Sintra I lost in the semi-final and like I feel like I'm all reset, and now I'm super calm and like just progress to my bodyboard and just enjoy.
Current #1 of the ranking. Thank you so much. So what do you think about the waves here in Praia do Norte? Do you like this kind of waves?
I love this wave so much. The beach break was so powerful, perfect, and all the waves play this triangle. Like I love this way so much.
Okay, tell me about your board and what are you using here, because the water is so cold and these are different conditions. So tell the girls out there, what are you using?
Yeah, I use like clean bodyboard from Japan, and this is 38-inch.
So what do you think
This
about
is
the legs
Earthshell,
and
but
the
this is my
body?
model.
Do you like this kind
And
of
I use this one a lot in Mexico. So this one is kind of old and it's super flexible, but it's really good for the cold water now. It's really good water.
so much? Now for sure you want to leave a message. What are you using here?
皆さん、夜遅くまで応援ありがとうございます。今日まだまだ続くので、ぜひ
Tell
見
the
てく
girls
だ
out
さい。
there,
頑張り
what are
ます。
you using?
Yeah, I use like clean bodyboard.
Back to you guys.
Domo Origato, and thank you very much to Vilma Vincent, doing a great job here in Nazare, right around through this whole Portuguese leg. And, well, looks like we've got... we need to switch that camera back to the action in the water, fellas, and have a look at what's happening in heat number 3. We've got Joanna Schenker wearing the red singlet. Madalena Pedrella is wearing the white. They're both representing Portugal. Valentina Diaz from Chile, and she's out there in yellow. And Buda Borges from Brazil is in the blue. Right now we're watching white, so this is Madalena Pedrella. And nice little bottom turn there, and great use of the rail. These girls have been working with Catarina Sousa at Boogie Chick, and she's really set them up with fantastic, technique and great riding style. Coming up next, former world champion, signed up with a 100% deal, I believe, with Red Bull recently. Great, won that one for Alex Rinda from Canary Islands. Will be taking on Luz Marie Grant from Puerto Rico, Madalena Valerio from Portugal, and Mariana Rose also from Portugal. There's a little run around there. Joanna Schenker opened up with a 6.0 on her opening wave, backed it up with a 1.75, so she's looking to improve on that second score. Last of whites coming through it, a 4.5. Actually, we might see a situation change here. Madalena Pedrella, and Mariana Rose also. Okay, so what it is it is Joanna Schenker in the lead with the 6.0, 175 her low score. Right now it is Blue in second, only chasing about a 291 to try and take the lead. Madalena Pedrella in third with that 4.5, so good opening score, needing a 2 point something to go to second, and Valentina Diaz needing a 5 point something to move up into second position. So that's the situation, ladies and gentlemen. We are watching heat number 3, round number 1 of the Nazare Pro. It's the World Women's Tour event, of course, with 5,000 points up for grabs for the girls, 10,000 US dollars, and a World Championship on the line here in Pride North. Very good morning to all of those people that are tuning into Facebook Live right around the world. My name's Des McKenna. Joining me, of course, in the hot seat is the one and the only Manny Vargas. Of course, has been such an iconic figure in the sport of bodyboarding for a long time now, going right back to the old No Friends days, and just an incredible drop knee rider. And now, I remember Manny when I first hooked you up to do the pipeline commentary. Remember when I made that call and I said, "You reckon you could come in and work for me at pipeline?" I think it was like 2009.
Oh my goodness, we're going way back. Yeah, and you know what? I'm sure it was something very new, and I was nervous, and I'm still a little nervous in the beginning of the day of doing these things.
Yeah, well, that's good because nerves keeps you on your toes, mate. Nerves is your friend. Don't ever be afraid of that stuff. It makes your reflexes lightning sharp. So down to about 15 minutes remaining. Joanna Schenker in the lead. Again, anything north of a 175 would improve her situation. Right now it's blue sitting in second, white's in third, and yellow is in fourth. This is Madalena Pedrella dropping into this one and scooping around. Wow, that was real nice technique, and that's a clean finish as well, Manny. So she gets the hair flicked back, and let's see if that gets her into the top 2.
Yeah, we have the Pedrella sisters here on side, and it's cool.
White's in third, and yellow is in fourth. This is Madalena Pedrella dropping into this one and scooping around. Wow, that was real nice technique, and that's a clean.
It's going to be interesting. We're going to see all these riders one more time, and if you're just tuning in, these are 25-minute heats. Round 1 of the women's, and only 2 riders will go into round number 3. Third and fourth, you're going to see them again, but they're going to battle it out in an elimination round, round number 2. So what is on tap for those that are just tuning in, Tezza?
Yeah, so 4 heats of round 1 of the women's, followed by 2 heats of the repechage for the girls. So pretty much 6 heats in a row for the ladies in the lineup here at Pride to North. And then we're going into the semi-finals of the trials as we go back to live action. And wow, these waves are so powerful. The girls are really getting flung around here this morning. And that swell just starting to jack up a little bit this morning, Manny, as well. So beautiful day weather-wise. Light offshore wind. So see the finals of the trials as we go back to live action. And wow, these waves are so powerful. We do have another round of swell coming tomorrow that's going to last us right through to Saturday. And then Saturday and Sunday are going to be absolutely ginormous. And I'm talking maybe like 12, 15, 20 feet. So there's some really big waves coming.
And we have pretty stacked heat of competition days on tap as well. I mean, we got a full run. Just starting off with the men's, we have those 3 leaderboard rounds, which is 8 heats of 4, and you're going to see those riders going out. And I can't wait to see that.
I think the sessions has been such a winner this year. We were worried about it. I mean, it worked perfectly in Eureka, and we thought, wow, how's it going to work in places like Itacochiara and Como? Well, it worked, man, and it worked perfectly. And it will work here again in Nazare. So I think it's one of the better formats going around in any kind of wave riding or water sports. So it's a great opportunity to see the top, your top riders in action at least 3 times, and gives them an opportunity for a high-risk riding. Doesn't reward mediocrity, and I think the APB have really got that one right.
Yeah, no, a great job from everybody. One, agreeing on the new format, and 2, readjusting, because it did take a few events for a lot of the riders who are so accustomed to the old way of, advancing on by being in the top 2, but there's still some strategies being laid out on how to progress out of those rounds.
All right, so we got Roberta Rivera online, Manny V, the legend.
Yo!
Nice one, matey. Marcy just saying she's so grateful for the feed. We're stoked to be here and have. We never take this job for granted, do we, man? We're so lucky to be able to, sit in this seat, watch the world's best riders, and have the opportunity to do this. That's, mahalos from our end as well. We've got Daniel Taylor tuning into the webcast. Brahim Indoors for the men's run today. Only the Brahim, only the trials, but not the main event, mate. So you can just chill for now. Got Blade, Perry Butterworth, a little buddy of mine from Newcastle, tuning in as well. How are you, mate? As we see Joanna Sheck trying to upgrade that low score of 1.75. Let's see if she can do it with that wave, Penny. I'm not too sure if she's going to do it, but have a look at that rip, Justin. It is like a river running down here at Pride and North.
I mean, she turned around and started paddling back out, and within a split second, she was already like 20 feet down the beach. So that's how much water and power we are having here in Pride and North, just north of the fort here on the point. So yeah, it's still cranking from the north to the south, that powerful current that is just flowing down the beach. So a lot more energy is going to be used today, not only from riding. Look at this, up and riding, Valentina Diaz.
All right, so Valentina needing a good little ride. That's going to be her first score consequence. So we'll wait and see what the judges thought about that one. Just walking past me here, I want to say good morning.
Going to be used today, not only from riding. Look at this, up and riding, Valentina Diaz.
All right, so Valentina needing a good little ride. That's going to be
the second day. The forecast is looking really awesome for the next couple of days. And this world title race is on and really hot. We have 4 contenders in the women's division and another 4 contenders, the greatest of the greatest, are battling to get the world title and race it trophy. So it's going to be amazing here in Nazare. So hey guys, we hope that you enjoy the webcast. Stay tuned.
Yeah, give him away. There's the hurricane there, and mate, one of the best beach commentators in the world. Honestly, I travel around the world, mate. We're super stoked to have you here. So back to work.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. The hurricane, category 5, just spinning off into the distance. Good on you, matey. Thank you.
Here we go. The Brazilian in blue up and riding. Nice speed trimming and nice clean spin. The Brazilians have these open face waves maneuvers down pat. We saw the likes of Guilherme Tamega and Uri Valadares, Luciano, Isabella. They all have these technical open face maneuvers.
Yes, sir. The Hurricanes, Category 5, just spinning off into the distance. Good on you, matey. Thank you.
Here we go, the Brazilian in blue up and riding, nice speed trimming and nice clean spin. The Brazilians have the Morgan. He's showing us how to do a proper spin. So great ride right there for Guta.
Yeah, she's got a great technique and she's got a gymnastic background as well. So that explains that. And of course, you know, I quite often explain bodyboarding, the sport of professional bodyboarding, as aquatic gymnastics because you know it does have quite a technical aspect to the whole thing. We've got Fabio letting us know about the sound on YouTube. We do know about that, mate. We are trying to fix that from our end, so appreciate that. Ahmed Kent is loving the Facebook live feed. As we said, we've got everybody online there, so keep those comments coming. As we see Red having a look at this one, Manny, and that's Joanna Shanker. She's taking priority on that one.
So yes, Joanna with second priority, losing it right there. We'll drop down to fourth priority unless one of the riders is not out. It looks like Guta and Valentina are making the run up the beach, so she may hold on to that second priority, but look at that.
Yeah,
that will help her out indeed.
That's the lighthouse. Of course, it was closed for a couple of 100 years, and then they opened that thing back up. And just this year alone, Manny, they've had more than 250,000 visitors go through that. It's one of the most popular monuments here in Portugal. And hats off to the mayor of Nazare, Walter Chacharo, who has really embraced not just the lighthouse, but he's turned Nazare from a sleepy little fishing village into a global icon. And the local economy here has really benefited from his thinking outside the circle kind of attitude. So that's great stuff there. Greg Arnold is online along with Mark McDaniel. So morning, guys. Anthony Micheletti is tuning in, an old mate of mine from down under. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And who else have we got here? Ian Kruger, of course, South African. How you doing, buddy? Bullet McKenzie is watching.
Yes, Bullet McKenzie. Good to have you on board, brother. It was pretty amazing to be in Hawaii when Bullet won the pipe
against Kaino McGee.
Oh, it was insane.
How was that thing? That just looks like one of the most historical events in sports history.
Indeed.
Bullet's just such a legendary Aussie, and how good was it when we had that Australian, not the Australian, but the flashback here at Pipeline that time when we invited all the old blokes to get out there, and that was one of the most popular things we've ever done.
No, that was super cool. We had all the old school guys come out. I think Bullet wasn't the only one. I think we had Eppo who came out to that too. So it was pretty epic year on the North Shore that year to see all those guys, and then Bullet taking it down. So yeah, shout out to Bullet and all the school riders. I love going through some of the Instagram feed and seeing, just the old school riders like we had. Joe Jordanoff and Sean Virtue. I mean, they're not posting a bodyboarding photo, but just to see their names.
What about Nugget Purcell?
Yeah, Nugget's one of them, and the females too. We had Carla Costa. She's always posting. Neymara's always posting. So it's great to see
Kira Llewellyn.
Yes,
Kira's quite often tuning into the webcast and doing little shout outs to me personally. So it's great too. It's got such a great rich history, hasn't it? Bodyboarding, and it's been unreal. Stevie Marr watching, of course. He is the guy behind the Stevie Marr's all bodyboard adventures for the Men Towers. Gave the world drop knee champion the free trip to the Mets. Sammy Moratino will be on that little boat ride. Damien Power from the old NBA days. Hey Gamer, how you doing, buddy? We've got Henrik is tuned in saying, Kaino McGee. What a powerhouse, just individual Kaino is in general. And Joey Connors is tuned in as well. So super stoked to have everyone there. Jai Preston doing a bit of a shout out to Jai from Australia. So right now, 6 minutes remaining. It is the current world women's champion, Joanna Shanker, in the lead. Her low score is a 3.5, so she got rid of that 175. She still wants to improve on that 3.5 second best score, and here she goes now.
Joanna Shanker, nice clean bottom turn, finds a nice little pit right there, comes out. Will she be able to end it with a cherry on top? And
oh wow! Okay,
what a roll!
I'm calling. That's probably one of the first excellent scores of the day, Manny. That was a beautiful barrel roll and 5 second best score, and here she goes now.
Joanna Shanker, nice clean bottom turn, finds a nice little pit right there, comes out. Will she be able to end it with a cherry on top? And
oh wow! Okay,
what a roll!
I'm calling that title back.
Yes, that's
she
right.
wants to retain it, I should say.
Yeah, there's 4 contenders up for the trophy this year for the Women's World Championship trophy. Isabella Sosa, we have Ayaka Suzuki and Alexandra Rinder, including Joanna Shanker. So those 4 Schenker are battling it out for a world title. The question is, can Joanna Schenker hold on to it and make it back-to-back? Or is she going to give it up to one of the other riders that are on the hunt as well?
All right, got Jacob Romero is watching. Did you see that he shaved his beard off the other day?
Yeah, J-Ron.
Yeah, he looked like a sort of like a full grommet. I was like, who is that guy? Brett Marie Ladley watching from Australia. Was a former Australian women's champion just a couple of years ago. As we're watching now, Madeleine Petrella, well, she had a little bubble trouble on that one, Manny, and that's not going into top 2.
No, and again, you're going to see all these riders in either round 3, first and second, will go into round 3. Third and fourth, they're still going to be in the event, but they're going to battle it out in elimination round. In round number 2, that's Guta from Brazil. High speed line comes down to the bottom, goes for a reverse in a pretty technical part of the wave, and then gets annihilated by that whitewash.
I really love Guta's body position then. It was just so perfectly balanced, and she looks like at high speed, she just looks super comfortable. This girl, as we mentioned, one of the more experienced competitors on the Brazilian Tour, and she's done a few World Tour events in the past, and she came here and she is just full of beans, Manny Vargas. She is a very energetic young lady, isn't she?
No, I mean, I went on the hunt to find some portrait photos of some of the riders we don't have portraits of in the stacked app just yet, and I got to chat with her just briefly early in the morning before heat, and it was cool to catch up, but yeah, she's very excited to be here.
All right, so 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We'd like to say good morning to Matan Shalev from Israel, checking out the action. Israel has got some incredible beaches there, and I've got some really nice friends there. Nice to hear back from Miko. Good on you, mate. I got that message. As we said, Henrique Machado is online. Jai Preston. Chewy's still there. Steve Hartshorn saying as well has certainly dropped. You're not wrong. And look at those lines. Many of those razor sharp lines here at Pride and Order looking pretty sweet today.
I mean, it dropped off, but man, there's still contestable wave. We just saw Joanna Schenker sneak under a pit and come out and end it with a roll. So yeah, definitely contestable.
Yep, 7.25. I called excellent. I was just a little shy. An excellent score is between 8 and 10, but that's the first score of consequence that we've seen here at Pride and Order on day number 2 of the competition.
Yeah, I mean, look at her 2 scores. Those are definitely 2 commanding scores from Joanna Schenker, 7.25 and 6. And the other riders behind her now are going to probably battle it out for these next 2 minutes and a half for that second place spot. I mean, it's going to be very tough for them to get into that first place spot. So that second place spot is gold right now, because that's what you need to be able to bypass one of those heats. And these are one of those days where you want to conserve as much energy as possible, because you are running up the beach to get back out and to deal with the current. So if you can skip around, that is definitely going to help you.
Absolutely. And the thing is, also, Manny, we have the quarterfinals of the women's penciled in as a possible scenario for late this afternoon. I'm not sure if the high tide will make that impossible for us to do, but the thing is that tomorrow the swell jumps significantly, and I'm talking, at least 2 meters plus. So there's going to be really big waves for the rest of the competition. Some of the girls in the quarterfinals, we're pretty sure that they'll be able to handle it, but look, it's going to be big and it's going to be tough. And if we can get those quarters out of the way today, we'll be just left with the title contenders, more than likely. The top 4 battling it out for the world title in some incredible conditions. And again, those shadows just starting to turn up here on the beach at Pride and Order as the sun comes out. Wow. 2 beautiful waves here for day number 2.
I'm just looking over my shoulder right now to see where the wind is coming from. It looks like from the southeast just a little bit, so slight side shore into the left side of the wave. So the rights are going to be opening up pretty solid, which is perfect for the conditions we have right now. So yeah, conditions are looking solid, and the wave forecast is looking solid, and I'm really excited to see just this entire event unfold.
All right, just coming down to the final minute of the competition, I want to say a very good morning to a young bloke by the name of Zach Lawrence. That's Sean Lawrence's son, who's an aspiring young bodyboard grom, mate. Zach, keep watching all the action, buddy, because one day you could be on this World Bodyboard Tour champion. So check it out. We've got Ricardo Putzman in here, who's just tuned into the webcast, one of Portugal's finest. Duncan Vroom is from South Africa, just revving it up there. Dunk, nice one, mate. We've got Michael Norman watching from Wales. In the UK, and top of the morning to you. To everyone watching from the United Kingdom. We've got bodyboarders and just ocean lovers worldwide tuning in to day number 2 here at Pride and Order, and we are just about to wind off season number 3 of the day. So it looks like Joanna Schenker will take this one convincingly. And speaking of the devil, here she is up and riding. And a little incomplete there. Joanne has done the temperature already, Manny-Vic, with a 7.25 and a 6.0.
Wow, she had a solid score right here. So yeah, she is definitely going to end up in round number 3. And it looks like it will hold on. Magdalena Padrella at the last second was able to hold on, and she will go into round number 3 as well. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, the end of that heat. Now we are going to the last heat of round number 1. Again, non-elimination round.
That's right. I'm going to step out of the booth. I just want to say shout out to Josh Kirkman. He's tuning in along with Oxylander and everybody who went to the trouble of saying g'day. It's time for me to do some real work. And now I'm back to the office, mate, in the technical direction. I'm going to pass it over to Nunito. You can take it away with Manny V for now.
All right, welcome Nunito.
Bon dia to everyone that's watching.
Yeah, so we're going to sit down and line ourselves up right down the pipeline to make sure we get dead center with everybody. So, Nunito, you've been watching from the shore. What's it like right now from just on the other side of this banner?
It's looking really good. Actually, this morning you got a light offshore wind, which is like swirling in the face of the ocean and the waves, of course. And the swell hasn't really dropped as we thought it may drop, but I think from yesterday's north swell, the sand was swooped in from north into the area where we're having a competition, and it looks like the banks might line up for what's coming tomorrow, which is more kind of a westerly swell, northwesterly swell, which is perfect here for Pride Run.
All right, so what about the direction? I mean, the direction is coming from the west, which means are we going to see more of this current that's rushing down the south, or will it be different?
It will be totally different. This current that we're watching is because the swell is too northerly, it swoops down the beach and creates a strong current. Tomorrow, with the direction changing a little bit more to the west side, we'll see those A-frame peaks that Pride or Not is known for, and of course the current will stay a little bit more static and will produce some kind of more of a rip current up and down the beach, and typical A-frame Pride Not here in Nazare. I am hoping, and it looks like, and all the locals are saying that there must be a high probability.
All right, we go. The first wave of the heat. Alexander Rinder, nice clean roll, lands perfectly, and that will be a 1 maneuver wave right there for Alexandra. So a solid start for her, as we know that it could be a very slow heat if the waves don't come in. But look at this, nice clean bomb through the lip roll. So my guess, Alexander may have a better score. She landed cleanly and rode it out with speed. And Blue up and riding, getting shut down, and not much there for a rider move.
There must be a high probability.
All right, we go. The first wave of the heat. Alexander Rinder, nice clean roll, lands perfectly, and that will be a 1 maneuver wave right there for Alexandra. So a solid start for her, as we know that it could be a very slow heat if the waves don't come in. Look at this, nice clean bomb through the lip roll. So
quite smoothly, so I think the judges are going to appreciate that. Second wave was rode with Magdalena Valerio, and she did pull a roll as well. Nice way to start a campaign here in this last heat of round 1. And unfortunately for Mariana Rosa, the rider in the blue split that you watch on your screen, the wave just ran in front of her, and she was not able to reach that section where she can get the points.
I mean, look how much energy is being used right now from each one of the riders that decides to get into the shore and run up to the north. Just not as much current as yesterday, but still there is a hole that is taking you towards the cliffs down the way. And we saw somebody, I think a free rider, get almost slammed into the cliffs right there. Man, another start right there. Second wave for Mariana Rosa.
Yeah, she wanted to compose herself on that first wave that she closed out in front of her. She did find that second wave and was able to finish a roll move. So she's now up and running up the beach. As you can see, that means what you're mentioning, Manny. There's a little bit of a current still, not as strong as yesterday. The waves dropped a little bit, but still we've got some energy left from that first northerly swell. And yeah, the current will will still swoop a little bit. And yesterday we did saw a free surfer getting pushed into almost the cliff. And if it wasn't for the jet ski the second year at the Nazare Pro, he probably would be in a lot of trouble yesterday.
Wow, and what are we expecting as far as the performance? What kind of riding we're going to see when the waves get solid here?
Wow, it's going to be a great show to be watching. Meanwhile, up and riding, this is Louis Marie Grande going for her first wave, finishing a roll there, and if it was trying to struggle with that short break, I think the judges are going to deem it as complete, as she did land that move, and she ditched her board after completing that move. Let's see what the judges think about that as well. With 90 minutes and 50 seconds on this last stage of round one of the Pro Women's Division. So this is a non-elimination round, like you mentioned, Manny, and Tez as well. And both two top riders in this heat will advance into round number 3, and the third and fourth placements in this heat will go into the repechage round number 2. So up and riding, this is Alexandra Rinder going for a second wave, trying to back up that first 525 you already see under her scoreboard there. She's leading this heat. Mariana Rosa with that second wave got a 3.75, and Madalena Valerio got a 4 point on that first roll. Unfortunately for Louis Marie Grande, the judges did not consider that roll as a complete move, so she only posted a 1.5 under her.
All right, looks like we do have the winner of the last heat with Velma. That is Joanna Schenker. So Velma, where are you at, sister?
Yes, I'm here with the world champion from Portugal, Joanna Schenker, and she just showed why she is the world champion. Congratulations, Joanna.
Thank you, obrigada.
There was a couple of nice, very good waves actually. The first one, tube and a combo wave was very good. How was it? How did you find that?
Yeah, well, there was a fun wave in between all the currents, so if you can have the energy to be at the spot you want to be, beating the current, then eventually the wave will come. I think the most difficult part is really to be there when the wave comes, so you have to paddle or run around the beach, whatever it takes, yeah, but it's pretty fun actually, yeah.
Is your training involved running and that kind of stuff? Wave was very good.
Not really.
How was it? How did you find that? Because I saw when you get out of the heat, you always, before you come here, you always check the video, always with your trainer, when she so many years. So that's a very important thing, to become a world champion.
Yeah, everything is important. I think the people that are around you and support you and help you to achieve that are actually like your teammates, and that's teamwork. And yeah, I'm glad I have somebody like that.
You know that you're an example for all the girls in bodyboard, especially after you won the world title, like Madalena Pedrella, that we just saw another Portuguese like going through to the next round with you, and especially after last year, we see lots of new girls coming to the contest.
Yeah, I hope
you're responsible for that.
I don't know if I'm responsible. I hope just I can inspire them a little bit. All the other work they do themselves, like training and everything.
You know that you're an example.
But if I can, if I can motivate them in some way, I'm really happy. And I'm pretty sure Portugal is so strong in young female bodyboarding. For the next couple of years, we will be around dominating it. Just watch out.
Okay, thank you for the inspiration. Do you want to leave a message?
Yes, em português, tá? Estamos em Portugal. Quero só dizer, liguem, fiquem ligados, o dia ainda é jovem, vai correr aqui muito bodyboard durante o dia inteiro. Portuguesas em prova, não sei se vai haver os homens, mas se houver, também fiquem ligados. Não percam esta última etapa do Mundial, tudo está em jogo. Portanto, fiquem ligados, ou se puderem mesmo vir até à Praia do Norte, está um dia bonito, está sol e calor, venham por aí.
Today is a beautiful day with very good waves. You're going to see the women and the rest of the trials of the men. So if you're, Joanna just said, if you're around, just come here to see these amazing riders in action, because this is the last event. So world champions going to get out of here. So stay tuned. Back to you guys.
Portanto, fiquem ligados.
For interview with lovely Velvet Descendant as well, Joanna Schenker, being such a professional rider and like Velvet mentioned, inspiring the younger riders to come into the world stage event. So we're getting back into the action in the stream. Like you're watching at the moment, it looks like Alexander Rina is having a go at this right under. Nice bottom turn, she goes for the roll. Unfortunately for Alexander, she's not able to stick that move. And meanwhile, during the break, we saw some waves of Madalena Valerio backing up that 4-point wave that she had previously, with this highest scoring wave so far with a 4.25, so she's currently in the lead. Mariana Rosa also found a 4-point wave, so she's sitting currently in second place position and relegated to third place position is now Alexander Rina, trying to back up that 525, and looks like she's trying once again. She goes for a nice roll, she lands it and brings it all the way into the beach.
So not a bad wave right there. That will definitely help her get into that first or second place spot. And yeah, that 1.65 definitely will disappear. But again, I'm just in shock on how much energy and awe these riders have to be able to come into the beach. Did we used to do that when we were competing back in the day? Because I don't remember.
Wow, I did remember that at some point we used to have tag team events, and we would start running from the beaches. The most similar thing that I've ever seen so far to this day, what has been happening on day 1 and today day 2 of competition here at the Nazare Pro. But like you mentioned, Manny, the current is still strong because of the northerly direction of this specific first swell of the waiting period here at the Nazare Pro, and tomorrow we'll see it shift, and we're gonna see heavy conditions. Meanwhile, up and riding and trying to deal with conditions, it's Madalena Valerio unfortunately getting clamped by that lip.
She did not pull that off. She got a little bit of speed bump on the inside, like bottom turning. She hit a little chop and lost her rail, and eventually essentially just lost that wave. So you know what we haven't done in a while is some shout outs. So right now, if you're watching on Facebook, that's where we're going to be looking right now on our Facebook page on the comments of the live feed. Just so you know, we are opening up that door, and that's how you can come join us here in your virtual hot seat in the commentating booth. So right now, give me about 5 to 10 emoticons, smiley faces, or hearts. So you know what? Give me 5 of those, and then tell me where you're tuning in from.
And we're gonna see heavy conditions. Meanwhile, up and riding and trying to deal with conditions, it's Madalena Valerio unfortunately.
We are in the last heat of round number 1 of the women's division. A lot is at stake right now as far as a world title is concerned for the women's division. There's 4 contenders. Ayaka Suzuki, Alexander Rimberg, Joanna Schenker, and Isabella Sosa all have a chance to pull off a world championship here. And it looks like we do have Luz Marie Grande, Puerto Rico, turning around, taking a look at this one. Here we go, Nonito.
Up and riding, Luz Marie trying to find her best wave in this heat so far. And goes for a nice roll there. Stylish as well. She lands properly, so I think the judge is going to appreciate that. And
Marie Grande, Puerto Rico, turning around, taking a look at this one. Here we go, Nonito.
Up and riding, Luz Marie trying to find her best wave in this heat so far. And goes for I need to stress because this is an elimination round still. Everyone wants to eat. Up and riding, this is Madalena Valerio.
Nice clean bottom turn, holding that edge all the way to the top, but did not have the speed or projection she needed to pull off that roll, so she just gets cleaned up. A solid, one of the bigger waves of the day so far.
This is an elimination round still. Everyone wants to eat. Up and riding, this is Madalena Valerio.
Nice clean bottom turn, holding that edge all the way to the top, but did not have the speed or projection. Nice
going for tomorrow, I would say Wednesday and then Thursday as well. And we've got some really crazy forecasts at the moment saying that Sunday probably is going to be one of the biggest days in the last 5 years here in Nazare, as almost 8-meter swell is popping up the charts. So we got some jet ski guys here already waiting for Nazare for those crazy action. But meanwhile, we have the World Bodyboarding Tour here in Praia del Norte, and things are looking good within our waiting period. So all is good here in Nazare.
All right, so here's some shout-outs. We threw it out there. Please share the live feed from Facebook. We got all systems rolling over here on Facebook Live. So Federico tuning in from Basha Chiato subway station.
Wow.
And Ben Fletcher is tuning in from New South Wales, Australia. Dan Taylor, what's up? 6:30 p.m. in Oz, loving the feed. And Dan Taylor, one of my first Boog Life patrons. No,
cool.
He is the first Boog Life patron. So Dan Taylor,
big up yourself.
big shout out to you. Junior Taana from St. Clair, tuned in. I don't know what that means. Vitor is tuning in from Newcastle, UK. David is in Grizzy, New Zealand. What's the word over there? Maurudu. No, that's Tahitian.
Okay.
Well, tell us how to say hello in New Zealand, the local language of the Maori. Love to hear it, David. Grant tuning in from East Coast, Australia. And Christian going for the Puerto Ricans. Troy Reese, Ida Seta, and Raquel Chisholm from Brisbane, Australia. So thank you guys all for tuning in.
And keep on sending those emoji showers.
I love the emoji showers. Liam Lucas back in Vienna, I think he had the emoji shower for like the entire heat. I think there's maybe, gosh, I don't know how many were dropped there, but it was pretty insane. Let's see if we can beat them in this heat as we are winding down round number 1. Here they come. Look at the shower coming down. Jimmy is tuning in, and oh, there it is, Jimmy. Kia ora. Kia ora.
Ah, kia ora.
Kia ora. Kia ora is like what time it is in Spanish, but here we go. Look at this wave coming in.
I think it's the same as the Cook Islands. Let us know.
I think so.
Yeah, kia ora. Yeah. So yeah, kia ora to all the ones watching from New Zealand and also the Cook Islands. And please sure you've been tuning in.
Look at the shower.
Into the live web stream here at Nazare Pro, day number 2. We currently have in the water heat number 4 of round 1 non-elimination of the APB Women's World Series. This is event number 4 for this Women's Pro Tour.
So Manny V here and Nunito giving you the live feed from the Nazare Pro 2018, and we are in the women's division right now, winding down round number 1 with 8 minutes remaining in this heat number 4 non-elimination round. You're going to see all these riders once again, but man, thank you all for tuning in, and look at the emoji shower. Keep them coming. Chris Cashel from Central Coast, Australia. Thanks for tuning in. Matt O'Brien, what's up, brother? Sam Brown is tuning in. Blair is, there it is, Kaiora, bro, from New Zealand. Oh, there it is, Kaiora. I need to write that down. Joao is in Sintra. What's up, Joao? Oxy is tuning in. Shane Lono, what's up? Shout out to his Boogie Camp students, JB, Kainoa, Cisco, and Amber. Aloha to the whole crew. Great things you got going on over there, Shane. And your boy did incredible in Vienna. Here we go. Live action out the back. Madalena Valero, nice clean roll.
Nice clean roll, but unfortunately for Madalena, she's not able to push that move in front of the whitewash, so that's an incomplete move. Cool to see Ivo Russo and also Sam Brown tuning in from Kauai. And we've got Jay Agustin Afadai from Guam, watching from Guam Island. Wow. So everyone around the world is tuning in and watching the girls battle it out for advancing positions into round 3 and jumping over Reprecharge round number 2, because this is round 1 and non-elimination round, and the girls are giving it their all. Alexander Rinder currently leading this heat. She backed up that 525 with a 425 with that last roll effort, and now Madalena Valerio was relegated to second place position. Mariana Rosa, the Portuguese in the blue singlet, is now in third position, and Luis Mari Grande, she got a 515 for that roll effort, and she not only needs a backup and possibly attack first place position, Manny.
And you can see the riders getting ready for round number 2. We're going to go straight into it. The first heat of round number 2 is standing by. They can paddle out at the 5-minute mark, so they're standing by waiting patiently. But I've seen a lot of the riders. Whoa, the wind kicked up just a little bit right now. Did you feel that?
Yeah, and it's been quite a strange occurrence here with the wind, as 2 days ago.
Whoa, look at this situation change out in the water. Just happened right before our eyes. And now look at this. Give us the lowdown.
Yeah, Mariana Rosa just caught a wave, and she posted the highest scoring wave in this heat so far at 5.65. So she jumps into first. Wow, we got to eat on our hands. And although it's non-elimination, none of the girls want to go into the reprecharge round, want to skip that round, get some rest, and jump straight into round number 3, Manny.
Nonito, you live right down the road in a pretty cool town that I fell in love with when I first came out here, Iracema. What kind, and the water temperature is a little similar. What is the suggested or the board core that a lot of these riders are using out here? Get back to that question, but first, look at this. And is Alexander Rinder? No, nothing there for former world champion. The youngest world champion in history, I think at 16 years old, winning a world title.
Correct.
Across the board, men or women.
Yes, and she did, I think, equal Andrea Botta when she won her second title at 17, and Andrea Botta was 17 when he won his first world title. So shout outs to Andrea Botta and all the South Africans. We got a really big contingent here, so Andrea Botta's legacy is still going on. Meanwhile, trying to build her own legacy is Alexandra Rinder from the Canary Islands. She was not able to pull that roll as well, so you can see her paddling out the back on the hunt for that 4.41 that will allow her to jump into first place position once again in this heat.
So Nonito, I was asking you about the cores that a lot of the riders in your area, which is the water temp's pretty similar, a little on the chilly side.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say easily right now out in the water, high 50s, maybe low 60s. Look at this left-hander from Luz Marigrande, the Puerto Rican. And look at this, streaking across the wave on the right is Mariana Rosa, trying to better her second high-scoring wave, which is a 4. But so yeah, back to the cores. We know that our cell core in cold water is a no-no. Essentially, it's like riding a piece of wood.
Yeah, it's too stiff.
It's too stiff. So what are the riders choosing in these colder conditions?
I think it depends a lot on the riders. If you talk to let's say PLC, you really loves those stiff cores, no matter what the water temperature is. But mostly in Portugal, I think, and I speak for myself as well, and most of the riders, when the waters are too cold and it makes the board too stiff, we like to use the PE, or even something that different brands will call EFC or NRG or 2C or 3C by Refresh Boards, for instance, here in Portugal. And it's kind of a softer core that's got a little bit more flex when the water's really, really cold. But then when the water warms up, most of the riders will use the Polypro cores, and because a stiff ride will allow you to develop more speed under your board.
Looks like Madalena not coming around that section, but yeah, when it comes to bodyboarding, I think when it comes to any sport, it's all about speed and control. Let's see if there's the control right there. Can she get the speed to pull out of that? No. Alexander Rinder just airdrops into this little pit right there. It looked like she had an opportunity to make it into an in-and-out barrel, but when she landed, she couldn't re-engage her rail perfectly, so it just got sucked up into the face of the wave. But yeah, speed and control are the two things you want to be able to have when you're deciding on which board will deliver that.
Yeah, that's some point. That's why I think PLC and other riders that use the same template will and the same core will be the best in the world, because they found the formula to engage on the most speed they can get out of a board and control it. And in my hometown, which is more reef breaks, and we like a little bit more of control on the board because of the, I would call acid drops under the lip.
Yes.
On the slabs, that we have a lot of slabs there if you're surfing slabs. And personally, I like a little bit softer board so I can manage to hold on to it, and the board I would control the board and the board not control me, but I'm not professional, and probably Pierre will do the same thing with his stiff board and have no difficulties on that. So I struggle a little bit if my board is too stiff.
So it comes to preference. What it
definitely.
happens. But they all have that same idea: is what board is going to be able to let me have control through the flexibility and the size, and what board will let me, be able to trim and get speed as fast as possible. And there's so many variables, but the core is where you would like to start, and then you can add stringers, then you can add mesh. Then you can add all different types of, oh, look at this. Nice, clean pocket ride right there. Oh, Alexandra Rinder, again, looking for the barrels this morning. And, man, I think Dion Mayer brought the roach board that I lost in our bet down in Itacochata. And if he did, I think this is probably one of those days where we go out there and have fun.
Ooh, I hope so. We have time, some off time to experience here the waves in Nazare. It's a lifetime-changing experience, especially if you take one in that. You will remember Praia do Norte forever in your life. But yeah, today is kind of one of those days that you can have fun out here and be safe about it, especially with jet ski safety and whatnot. But going back to the core...
let's hold off on that. Let's bring everybody up to speed on the finish of round number 4. I mean, heat number 4, round number 1. It looks like nothing's changed in the last few seconds of that heat. So Mariana Rosa coming up big, and Alexander Rinder. Both of them will go into round number 3, third and fourth place. They will battle it out in the next heat right after this. Again, 25-minute heats. Top 2 waves are scored, and now this is an elimination round. Top 2 riders will go into round number 3. Third and fourth place in this heat, we'll call it the end of the road.
Yes, 2 Portuguese, 2 Japanese. In the red, the Japanese Yokoti Natsuki, and in yellow, Ayako Chido, representing Japan, that is, and our very own Portuguese in white, Teresa Padrella, and in blue, Marta Leitão up and riding. This is Teresa Padrella going for a big roll.
Nice.
There.
Can she hold it?
Trying to fight the shocky there, but unfortunately for Teresa, she was not able to pull that move in front of the Waiwa show. She's paddling out the back. Going back to the core issue, we even saw Sammy Morentino yesterday. He comes from Hawaii, hot waters, and he said he changed his board that he usually rides back in Hawaii to the Portuguese cold waters. That's one of the questions by Vilma Vicente, our lovely interviewer, and he confessed that he did change to adapt to the colder waters. So there you have it. I think different riders use different strategies, and they try and adapt as best as they can.
And that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of variables at stake from the wave type. If you have a fat face, nothing super barrely and gurgly like this right here. Look at this. Here we go, up and riding. So again, elimination round. Top 2 riders going on to round number 3. Third and fourth, that is a bye-bye. See you later. End of the road. But a great effort nonetheless. And they will end up with an equal 13th place and an equal 15th place respectively, and clocking in some very valuable points when it comes to seeding for 2019.
Definitely, and still 4 riders, if I'm not mistaken, on the hunt for the world title here in the Pro Women's division. So there is a lot at stake in this early rounds. I don't think there was an upset so far, but it was first round non-elimination, so no upset was really going on. As if that was to happen, they would still have this reprecharge round number 2 that we're watching currently on screen, heat number 1.
All right, taking a look around to see if those waves are going to work for them. It is Yokote Natsuki in the red jersey, taking a look, but not much there. So, again, welcome, everybody. 25-minute heats. Elimination round number 2 in the women's division underway. We got 2 of those heats, and it looks like we're going to go take a break from the women's division and go into the semifinals of the trials.
Wow.
And that's when we find out who those top 7, the lucky 7, to advance on into the main event. And look at Luz Marie Grand. She's rethinking on her last session and going to figure out how to get out of that second round, the elimination round, which is coming up next. So she's got a little time to take a breather, but she's got to get ready because she's coming up next.
Yeah, she did post a 5:15, one of the highest scorings over the last heat, number 4 of round 1. Meanwhile, up and riding, this is Marta Leitão, the Portuguese, going for a forward spin at the end, trying to go for a roll, but looks like the wave worked her, and she was not able to pull that last move through. So she is up and probably running up the beach, so she can have be in a position that the current one swoop her to the south where we're standing. Meanwhile, we'll wait for the scores of the last wave of that rider in blue, and I think she will jump into first place as there's still 21 minutes in this seat, so anything is still open at the moment.
So if you are tuning in on the Facebook page, now is the time. Drop your name. Give me at least 35 emoticon showers, and we'll get to the names on our comments. And yeah, now's a good time. Here comes the showers right there. Nunito, that's you, dude.
Okay.
Let us know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know what time it is, too, because I know it's prime time in Australia right about now. I think it's Sunday or Monday afternoon. But look at that. Oh, barely avoiding a nosedive.
Aikido, Shido, the Japanese, in the yellow singlet. Like you can see out the back, this is the rider in white, Teresa Pedrella, completing a roll there. This is going to be an important way for her to start feeling some confidence here. And now I want to give a shout out to Adrian Emerton, my good friend from Australia, watching, tuning in, and also Ricardo Focino, one of the legends here in Praia do Norte, and he hails from Espinho. And you have the time 2 days ago to interview him for Book Life. That was an amazing interview.
Yeah, so
I really loved it.
Yeah, Book Life patrons, just so you know, we did get an interview with Faustino, one of the big wave underground chargers from Portugal. That will be dropping this afternoon right after the event, so stay tuned for that. Here we go. We got Masahiko Yoshioka from Japan tuning in to watch some of their Japanese riders, but I think we are ready with the interview and the winner of that last heat and the last second heroics to jump into that first place spot towards the end. But yeah, Velma with the winner. Velma, where you at, sister?
I'm right here with Manuela Rosa. Congratulations, Mariana Rosa. And another Portuguese rider going through this non-elimination round is first. Congratulations, you're third round. Let's step out to you. And just two mics.
Dion,
you
you want? I need to use the restroom.
I was asking, with this non-elimination format, it's easier for the younger riders to show off and see the risk it more, right?
Eu acho que não, mas parece que me dá mais confiança porque mesmo que não consiga o primeiro week, temos outra oportunidade para mostrarmos o que fazemos e mostrarmos o quão hoje nós somos no bodyboard. Isso faz sentido. Exatamente. Mas nem sempre conflã, temos aqui concorrentes muito fortes e então é sempre uma consciência para o primeiro week.
She always gives her best and is tough, but of course there is always that thing if she doesn't go through, she has always a second chance. But she's not missing more than usual because she's even always the top. So and how do you feel to go first against Alexander Rinder, the the youngest world champion?
É uma coisa muito boa porque é desde novas que nós vemos elas como se são o nosso ídolo e ganhar pelo menos uma vez é uma sensação espetacular.
Dá confiança para a próxima ronda.
Sim, dá.
Okay, she's Alexandra, as all the others are role models, and she always see up to that rider. So win at least for once, it's a big confidence boost. So congratulations. Queres deixar uma mensagem?
Quero agradecer aos meus amigos, aos meus treinadores, ao meu namorado, aos meus pais e à minha família.
Okay, thank you everybody. Back to you guys. Take it away.
Thanks, Vilma, for that lovely interview with the Portuguese winner, Mariana Rosa, beating Alexander Rieder in the first heat. I'm Nunito Cardoso. Joining me right now is Dion Meyer. Meyer, is that how you pronounce it, or Meyer?
Meyer, like the mayor of Praia do Norte.
That's it. Dion Meyer aka Mumbles, joining us here in the booth. Bom dia, Dian.
Bom dia, my friend, and what a beautiful day at Pride Norte. It is completely opposite than yesterday. There's no wind, it's just light offshore, it's sunny, it's warm, and it's a perfect autumn day. So welcome to the 2018 Nazare Pro. If you've just joined us, that is where we are. We are in Pride Norte, Nazare, and the home of big wave surfing. And currently right now we have the women's division in the water, and we have round 2, heat number 1. And this is elimination time. So your top 2 riders will advance, and for a lot of them it will be the end of the road. So my man, what has been happening since I've been gone?
Yeah, not much so far, but we still got 60 minutes on her heat. And Teresa Pedrella, with that roll effort, she got a 3 points, so she jumped into the lead. Marta Leitão with that last wave that she posted a 2.75. She did a forward spin and tried to go for a roll on the end section. She's now currently in second, still struggling to find a decent score is Yokote Natsuki and Ayako Shido from Japan, now relegated to third and fourth position. Now it's all that matters at the moment, because this is an elimination round, repechage round, and only 2 riders will advance and join the riders that were the winners in round number 1. So a lot at stake at the moment. 15 minutes remaining on the clock. And like you mentioned, Dian, we got a beautiful day. How do you assess the conditions today comparing to yesterday, day number 1?
Yes, yesterday was messy. It was, it had that new, fresh northerly swell, which is not the direction that is suitable for this spot, but we made it work in any case. And then the wind was also coming, I think, from the northerly direction as well. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, correct.
And that kind of elevated the whole rip. It just made things very tough, and with the pushing tide, closer to the end of the day, the guys were literally landing inverts onto the dry sand. Right now, today is a complete opposite, and it's actually very beautiful. Great conditions for the women competitors, and a couple of the men's are also frothy to get in, because a lot of right-handers just running down, some good barrels going down. So a really fun, epic day, and a good day to be finishing up the trials, and then before we head into the final rounds of the women and the final rounds of the men. Now, let's talk about the main event coming up. You did mention that the forecast is getting a lot better. And this new format, the sessions format, also known as the ascended format from the riders itself, I think this format is going to really come to its fruition, if you understand what I'm saying, because now with this type of wave and with the type of conditions we're going to be expecting, it's going to be an absolute skate park for these guys, and we're going to see some tents dropping quite a lot more than we've seen throughout the year, and we're going to see some exceptional bodyboarding.
Oh, definitely. I think there's not going to be conservative surfing starting the main event, and guys want to go for brokes because they want those points to be the best riders at the end of those 3 rounds with a Grand Slam Series event. Meanwhile, trying to go at it is the rider in blue, and Marta Leitão trying to finish that roll. Unfortunately for her, she was not able to land that move, but she's still in second place position, and she wants to keep it so if she wants to advance into the next round. Meanwhile, I've got Don Thompson from Maui, Sunday evening, 10:25 p.m. Thanks for joining us, Don. Hope you're watching the show. Shannon Seeley, hello from Northwestern Australia, 4:30 in the Arvo. So I hope you're enjoying a beautiful afternoon in Northwestern. Shane Spence, hi guys. Brisbane, Queensland, a lot of Australians tuning in. Watching from work is Shannon Seeley, of course. Tyson Vassallo, Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, Australia. Tim Robinson watching in Akashi Gardens. Thanks for tuning in, Tim. And Carl Gudger. Good luck, Hunter. You are the man. Okay, Hugo Branco sharing a shout out to Manny and Unito. You guys rock. Long live bodyboarding. Yeah, long live bodyboarding. Definitely, Hugo. As we see Marta Leitão, long time Portuguese competitor, having a go. So make sure you support it, Hugo. And Sasha Tajard, hi boys. fruitation. He loved your word, Dion. So if you got some feedback on that one. And Erwin blowing saying go Chomin Lopez. You will see Chomin Lopez still in the semifinals of the trials here at the Nazare Pro. And Clay Wikaira Mayalaho. Okay, thanks for tuning in, all the guys. And of course, women, people all over the world, making sure they don't lose any of the action here at Praia do Norte, as this is day number 2 of the Nazare Pro 2018. We have currently in the water heat number 1 of round number 2 of the APB Women's World Series. This is an event number 4 of the year, and of course the last event where we were going to crown a new world champion, Dion.
That is correct, and we've got Red and White just letting that one go. Teresa, very, very picky. She can be. She's sitting in the lead. She's got a 3 point and a 1.5, but she's not too much. The other competitors, unfortunately, the Japanese competitors, Yokote and Ayoka, is unfortunately just a little bit slow with 11 minutes to go. They both just have one wave and incomplete maneuvers on that. So we'd like to see them picking up the pace a bit and putting some good scores onto the card and not making it too easy for the other competitors. There's a little bit of a setup of what we have going. That blue Nazare sign is where we do the post-heat interviews, and that little white in, right in blue, up and going. Nice little, she's getting out of that one, not getting a score there. So that's kind of a little bit of setup we have here. It's a nice mobile unit, a big truck that's been completely fitted out.
I love it.
To adapt to this beach, and you know, when the big swell comes, where we are sitting now, we'll be completely submerged underwater. So if we'll potentially be moving around, and that is a joy of having this type of equipment at our disposal to bring you guys the live feed and the final Grand Slam of 2018.
Definitely, and the addition of the truck is really cool because you can go up and down the beach and choose the best peak here at Praia do Norte. As we know, there's a lot of shifting banks here. The sand moves almost every day, so you get to choose the best spot. As you can see on your screen, the headlight there, and praying how much that light is. The rider in white, Teresa Pedrella, going for a roll there. She was on the hunt for that wave, and I think she will like that, as also the judges, as she's up and running up the beach so she can position herself in the lineup once again. This was the Japanese in red, Yokote Natsuki, trying to go for a roll of her own. Unfortunately for her, she's not able to land that move. She's trying to get to the beach so she can run up and position herself in the lineup within the competition area, because there's still a little bit of a current there, not as strong as yesterday, of course, but still we see riders running up the beach, Dion.
Yeah, yesterday was absolutely mental. You saw the guys catching one wave and running back up and doing that little conveyor belt system, if you want to call that, up and down, up and down. The rip, very manageable today in certain aspect. We saw the earlier heats of the women, especially Isabella Souza, managing to stay in one position, but she expended a lot of energy and kicked quite hard to stay in that one position. You know, she also made it through into the next round, and Sari O'Hara, the always smiling lady, she won that heat, and it was great to see Sari taking a heat win. These two Japanese competitors seem they are having a tough time in the water with the amount of water moving around them. It kind of seems that they're a little bit uncomfortable with that, and holding back a bit when it comes to hitting the lip and doing a off the lip maneuver. That's just my opinion, but it just seems that they're a little bit of rattled by this rip, and especially yesterday they seen it, and I think they're just a little bit afraid of. You can see how much of the water is still pushing underneath their legs, and you know, maybe that could be a contributing factor for the fact that they haven't been able to post as big a scores as Sari or Ayaka.
Yeah, even though the wave breaks close to shore, do not get mistaken, it has a lot of power, a little bit of current still in its conditions that are very hard to manage, especially in a competition where you have only 25 minutes to perform. And I think the waves are very fast, and you'll see some of the female riders struggling on how strong and powerful the waves are and how fast they are, and they need to adapt their surfing into these conditions and performing in this heat. Teresa Padrella in the white singlet already posted a 4.5, the highest scoring wave in this heat so far. So she is in the lead, backing it up with a 3-point ride. Marta Leitão is doing a great job as well, trying to complete some of the rolls there on her last wave efforts, but still not managed to post a decent score. She's up and riding and trying to back up that 2.75 that she already has under her belt, and she completes finally a roll. So good on Marta. Not managed to post a decent score. She's up and riding and trying to back up that 2.75 that she already. Still struggling, like you mentioned, Dion, is Yokote Natsuki and Ayako Shido, trying still to find a decent wave to post under their belt. As you can see on your screen now, 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Marta Leitão once again is running up the beach.
Running up the beach, and she'll be happy with that score. She got a really good roll in there, and I think that should definitely improve her position. Let's have a look, see what the judges think about that. But yeah, man, just a little bit unfortunate for Yokote and Ayoko. Unfortunately, you know, they're just not getting a good rhythm there. And in the previous shot, you guys saw some of our biggest fans up in the hills. Those big energy turbines, you know. So we got fans everywhere. A little bit of a bad joke, I suppose. It's still early here, but 5 minutes and 46 minutes to go, and round 2 of heat number 1. It sounds like is that, yes, that is heat number 1 of round 2, and Teresa Padrea currently in first position with a solid 7.5, and Marta, she's got that. She did improve with a 4.5 for the last roll with that 7.25. Now for the lead, she needs only a 3-point ride. You know, the Japanese ladies for the second position, you know, they got their work cut out, because that needs, both of them need a 6 and a 6.26 respectively, and in these type of conditions it's quite hard. You know, our highest scores have been in the 5 to the 6 mark, and you know, 5 minutes to go. It's going to be a bit difficult, but Marta's still trying to find a way back in there. You know, this rip current is not making things easy for anybody.
Yeah, it's not easy at all. But meanwhile, up and riding, this is Teresa Padrella, the current heat leader, going for another roll. Unfortunately for her, not completing that move. She wanted to ditch that 3-point wave that she has as a backup, and fortunately for her, she's not doing so with this last wave effort. Let's see if Marta Leitão can get back out there, as we see Yokote Natsuki having a look at this wave. Unfortunately, the wave closed out and Yokote decided not to go. Ayako Shido, I haven't seen Ayako for a while right now. Hope she's okay. And within the competition flags, as if you get out of the competition area, the judges won't score your wave, and the current will do that to you. Meanwhile, this is Yokote having a go at it. Take us through this one.
Nice, Nazare gets to the top and just throwing the board, and actually manages to hold on to that. So she will be very relieved that she got onto the scorecard, and that was a very committed roll that she did there. She landed a bit awkwardly, as you can.
Meanwhile, this is Yokote having a go at it. Take us through this one.
Nice, Nazare gets to the top and just throwing the board, and actually manages to hold on to that. So she will be a dry spell, and she'll be able to back up her highest score, which is currently only a 1.2. So there we go. She gets a nice 3.75 for that, and that improves her position. She still needs a 3.51 for that second position with 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go. It's now up to Ayako Shido, and just see if she's still around. We haven't seen her much, so let's just hope she is okay and not injured at all, and just waiting for that barn that will put her bang into the lead, because she only needs a 6.26, and you know what, anything's possible. Anything is possible. You know, it takes one nice roll or nice combination of scoring, and there you go, back in the game.
Definitely, you can see that by the last wave effort of Yokote. She posted a 3.75, and if she combines that wave with another 3-point wave, 3.51 wave, she will jump into second place position. So Marta Leitão is not safe at all. She needs to back up that 4.5 if she wants to keep alive her dream of advancing to round number 3. And doing the great job at the moment is Teresa Padrella, but our backup wave is not that high as well. So Yokote can still attack first place position as well. 2 minutes 20 seconds remaining.
That is it, but time is of the essence. Time is against you when it comes around about the 2-minute mark. things get serious. You get a little bit nervous. Like, I don't have the scores. You start hustling around, trying to scratch anything you can find, and that's either where you have that cool-headed, competitive nature, or you're gonna be looking for something. Look at this little nice, fun wave running down the beach. Very out of character for Praia do Norte to have these long little pointy type beaches running, and I see some of the free surfers this morning really had a good dig in it and some nice barrels and some good aerial maneuvers. So the trials moving up into the mains coming up next we'll be seeing the first the semi-final.
Yes, correct.
That'll be this first semi-final, and Dave Hubbard's been coming through since round one. He surfed the first heat yesterday, and he's been showing his intent quite early that I might be coming through the trials, and I'm not seated. I'm higher than usually, but he's already stamping his authority. And then both Socrates and Isaias really had a cracker heat yesterday, with both of the Brazilians coming through right at the end, and those are two guys to watch, and I'm quite excited, and hopefully those two guys make it into the main event, because they're explosive fighters, and with the type of conditions we're going to be getting, man, it's anybody's game.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be great to see the boys hit the water once again today. The state number 2 of the Nazare Pro 2018. Meanwhile, we still have heat number 2 of round 2, repechage round of the women. As we see Sammy Morentino starting to gear up, is still in the semi-finals. And great performance yesterday from Zaias Ravic and also Dave Herbert. And only 8 guys left in the trials, and lucky 7 is the number of positions available for the main event. So up and running. This is Marta Leitão. Nice forward spin there, trying to come with a finishing move there, but unfortunately for Marta, that's all she wrote, and she just dives underneath that short break. Meanwhile, looks like we had a rider on that last wave, but we can hear the buzzer. Then if it was not Yokote Natsuki finishing a move, I don't think the standings and the situation in this seat is going to change a lot.
No, I don't think so. I think also after the buzzer. And that is the end of heat number 1 of round number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, we have another jam-packed heat with Luz Marie Grant, Valentina Diaz, Madalena Valero, and Maria Borges. So stay tuned. 24 minutes and 15 seconds. This is elimination time, and right off the bat, we're gonna have some serious action. And then let's talk about the women contenders. We got Joanna, she's in it. We've got Ayaka, we've got Alexander Rinder, and we got Valentina Diaz.
No, Valentina Diaz is not up.
Excuse me, we've got I'm just gone blank on that one.
Isabella Souza.
Isabella Souza, and these 4 ladies have each have their individual scenarios in terms of what it's gonna take to take the title, and we're gonna actually just pull that up and read it for you guys quickly to keep everybody in the know of what is going on.
I have it here. So if Ayaka Suzuki wins the event, she's world champion. Of course, if she makes second and Isabella doesn't make the final, she will tie with Isabella, and that means they'll have a show-off, a heat, women on women, to decide who's the world champion. If that happens, is amazing. Sure. But that's still the first scenario possible at the moment. So the second scenario is if Isabella Souza wins the event, she's world champion for the 5th time, if I'm not mistaken. And if she makes second and Ayaka doesn't win, she's still world champion. And if she makes third and Ayaka doesn't win, she will tie with Ayaka and have a face-off against Ayaka. So a lot of scenario at the moment. Meanwhile, up and riding, trying to find a scenario of her own is the rider in blue. And the rider in blue is... wait a minute, I'm refreshing my stacked app, and it's Luz Marie Grande finishing a roll. She was struggling to finish her moves on her previous heat. She did post a 5:15. ended up in 4th position in round number 1 on her heat, and she had to surf this heat number 2 of the repechage round. So going back to the situation, now it's Joanna that comes into play. If she wins the event and Isabella doesn't make the final, she will tie and she'll have a face-off. So the other scenarios of Alexandrina, if she wins the event, Ayaka loses in the semi, Isabella loses in the quarters, and Joanna doesn't win, she will become world champion. So there's a lot of variables here, and any of these women can become a world champion. Up and riding, this
nice
is the rider
little
in
Magdalena.
Valerio.
Yes. Before that, we saw Valentina Diaz also doing something. So I think there was a bit of a wave exchange between. Valentina's move was completed, but a great opening score of 4.5 for Luzmiri Grant, and it's going to be interesting this heat because we've got some big names here. Now, a lot of variables for the title contention. I mean, it's insane. I mean, if Joanna doesn't make it past this point, she's not going to get it. If Ayaka doesn't go through, I mean, it's anything. It's completely out on the table, and anything can happen.
I think in the worst situation is Alexandra, because she depends on other riders to be knocked off in some of the stages in the main event. And I think who's better seated, of course, in the ratings are Ayaka and Isabella. They have the best chances of renewing her world title, and of course for Ayaka, bringing the first ever world title to Japan. That would be something amazing to watch here.
That would be.
And also Joanna, and that I think that 3rd place position of getting on a better stage of obtaining her 2nd world title and a back-to-back world title wins, that would be a great achievement for Joanna as well. So either the result at the end, I think Bodyboard is the winner, and all the ladies will be pumped for the next year's World Tour, as they all want to win, and it's being proved there. They are taking it to the last event. Up and riding, this is Valentina Diaz completing a role now, and looks like the efficiency that was lacking is now being applied by the riders here, and none of them want to go home early. And Valentina Diaz and also Maria Guta Borges all already posted some waves, and we'll wait for the scores on those last rides.
Here we go, situation change.
Ooh, get us the scoop, Dion.
All right, Valentina Diaz getting a 3.85 and a 3.75 for last two. So she's sitting commandingly in the 1st position with a 7.6, with Luzmiri Grant still only having that single scoring wave of 4.5, but she's sitting in 2nd position, and she needs a 3.1 to take that 1st place. And
Madalena Valerio, she posted a 4.25, and she's up and running once again, trying to back up that wave. She's going for a roll, and she lands it there on the sand on the shore, and that's a nice ride for Madalena, and she'll probably jump into 1st place position. Let's see if the judges agree with me. And Maria Guta Borges posted a 3 as we see running up the beach Madalena. Meanwhile, we've got the winner of the last heat with Vilma Vicente, our very own Portuguese Teresa Padrella, and she has a big smile on her face. So congratulations, parabéns, and take it away, Vilma.
Thank you so much, Nonito. Yes, the 2nd Padrella sister is in round 3. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Thank you.
Podes falar em português?
Estou contente por ter passado mais uma ronda. Foi cansativo, agora recuperar energias para a ronda 3.
Okay, it was tiring. Now she's trying to recover for the round 3. How do you feel? In Sintra we saw you with your sister competing in the same heat. In here not yet, but maybe we will in the future. But how is it to be with your family here and competing together? It's good.
Sim, é ótimo estar com a minha irmã que está ali. Estar a competir e estar na areia, conseguimos ajudar uma à outra, é sempre bom ter.
And you also train together. That's a good motivation for each other.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to leave a message you told me?
Quero agradecer à minha família que está a ver em casa, à minha treinadora, ao Bernardo pelo apoio aqui na praia, e aos meus patrocínios, à Refresh, à Aquaplex, Paias Portugal. E pronto, obrigada. E há Boogie Chicks.
Ok, obrigada. E vamos continuar a ver a ação. Obrigada pelo grande espetáculo que nos tens apresentado. E take it away, guys.
All right, thanks, Vilma. Back to the action right now. There's another great interview from Vilma, and I must say, exciting times for the Portuguese competitors here.
Yeah, definitely. Teresa Padrella, one of the Padrella sisters, under the schooling of Catarina Souza, Boogie Chicks bodyboard school in Carcavelos, and they've been doing a great job on their World Tour campaigns. And we hope to see more of the Padrella sisters here in this women's division, as we see someone, I think it's Luis Manuel, jumping into the water maybe to take some shots there of the riders. And it's pretty cool, all the media team just gathering all the images they can, so the world gets to see what's going on here. And the APB World Tour last stop, where you're going to decide the world champions, both in the pro men's division and also in the pro women's division, as we already crowned world champion this year. And the pro drop knee division, Sammy Morantino back world titles.
Now the question is, are we going to be seeing a repeat of back-to-back wins? A repeat back-to-back wins, and Ian Campbell potentially taking a second back-to-back world title. Joanna Schenker taking that second world title. You know, that will be quite incredible to have across the board from all disciplines riders taking a back-to-back. So, I mean, anything can happen, but that would be just the perfect scenario. And I think, what more do we want?
Yeah, that's the coolest thing about bodyboarding and the APB World Tour. Anything can happen, and we took it to the last event to unfold who is going to raise that big cup above their heads and claim a world champion title. Will they do it once again? Will they do it for the first time in the likes of Ayaka Suzuki representing Japan, which would represent the first world Japanese title in bodyboarding? We'll get back into that, as Luis Marie Grande has a big drop there, nice bottom turn, but she's not able to conturn that wide foam, and she's not able to reach that critical section that would allow her to pull a move and post some more points on her scoreboard. We see as well, I think it was Madalena Valerio out the back, and wave just closed out in front of her as well. So nothing is going to change with this two last wave exchange. Only thing that's changing for Luis Marie Grane, as she is not in the water at the moment, is she's running with her flippers.
Running away from that rip. And you know, that rip just making things extremely difficult for the competitors. But you know, it needs to, it should. Well, this is your time to actually showcase your cardiovascular skills and how much you have prepared for the penultimate event of 2018, which is here at the Nazare Pro. And you know, the only tactic basically is to get a wave and get back out, run up to the point and jump back in and float down and get into the right place at the right time. Oh, someone lock it into a nice little barrel. Is she going to come out? She is not. Oh, wow. There we go. Board just pops out at the back there. But Valentina Diaz still sitting solid in that second position. She needs a 4.6 though to make it to the first place. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is an elimination round. So the top two riders will make it through to the next round, and the bottom two riders, which is currently Luz Marie and Maria Gutta, and they will be vying for that first and second place, but both of them sitting with solid scores. Luz Maria only needs to increase that 1 pointer that she has, and she needs a measly 3.11 with 14 minutes to go, which is very attainable as we look at the scores across the board. We got a 4.25, a 4.0, a 3.8, a 3.7, a 4.5. You know, so Luz Marie Grant, she can most definitely pump it back into a contention there, but also making it a little bit hard for Maria, that she needs a 4.6 when you go up and right on a nice looking wave. That is Madalena. Look at that arm extended roll. Wow. Straight into the flats and bang onto the sand. And we spoke about it yesterday, saying that you need to get that a prediction, get in front of the white water, land clean, and she is happy, and she's gonna get right back into the action. Take us through that.
Yeah, that was a very nice cylindrical classical style roll there from Madalena Valerio, and she was able to hit the lip before the wave broke, which is what they call in Portugal the mouth of the wave. I don't know how you call it. It's not at the end of the wave. Yeah, we would call it the critical section. We call it the mouth. We call it the boca. It's when it's like the exiting part of a barrel wave. She did not attack the end section, was kind of before of the end section came in, and she pulled off a projected roll, and I think she's gonna get the highest scoring wave in this heat so far, and there it is, 5.75. So here, if you're watching in the Facebook page, APB Tour page that is, make sure you send some shout outs, where you're watching, what time it is, send some emoji showers like I'm doing at the moment, and make sure you interact with me and Dion here in the hot seat in the booth of the Nazare Pro 2018. This is day 2, round 2 of the Pro Women's Division, and we have got the second heat of this repechage round, elimination round. We're still trying to find which one of these 4 riders, both 2 riders only on the top 2 positions, will advance and join the riders that skipped the second round, repechage round, and going into round number 3. So all still open, like you mentioned, for the world title race at the moment. There was no upsets regarding the 4 ladies that are still on the hunt for that world title, and all is good and sail smoothing here in the Praia do Norte.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, an absolute beautiful day in Portugal. You know, it's probably going to reach up to the mid-20s, and a light offshore contouring winds, fun waves. You hear rider Valentina Diaz looking in. That's when she needs a solid score. Hits a roll through the lip, lands in the impact zone. Is she going to come out there? She just pops in the back, unfortunately. She needs to back up on that 3.75, and she is not safe at the moment because Luz Marie Grant is nipping at her heels, and she only needs a 3.11. So with 11 minutes to 5.75 and at 4.25.
Definitely, and we got some shout-outs. I've got old school time bodyboarding, Paulinho Costa tuning in. Paulinho, big up yourself and all that you did for bodyboarding in Portugal. So nice to see you tuned in. We've got João Melo, old-time classical photographer here from Portugal. He's currently living in Kuala Lumpur and watching his